Hey there everyone, how's it going? Kurt Singh here with a Master League Premier video. I've got Florges on the lead, Rhyperior as either the safe swap or closer, and then Gholdengo as either the safe or closer. And I feel like Gholdengo kind of surprised a lot of people early on. These battles were from a few days ago, and I don't think anybody was really prepared for it and Rhyperior. I think after I've done a few of these, it's not as consistent of a team as it could be. So I have switched. I've got another video. I did another 5-0 with a different team. Anyways, we'll get right into this one. I like to run Petal Blizzard on my Florges to surprise things like this Excadrill or Mamoswine, stuff like that. You do about 3/4 of the health on either one of them if you do land the Petal Blizzard. So I know the recommended moveset is Disarming Voice and Moonblast, but I find that I run better situations with the Petal Blizzard. Also against waters, or like your Gyarados or Primarina and stuff like that, you can hit just a little bit harder. So anyways, shield up that drill run from the Excadrill. Now we're all shields down, and I'm able to farm down. They bring in a Swampert, so this is definitely not ideal if they land an Earthquake on Gholdengo. That'll pretty much one-shot it. So I'm going to go for the Breaking Swipes here. I do have two back-to-back. Get these both off. I'm not going to do a ton of damage, but I get to about half health. And then I come in, and my thought here was basically try to sort of half catch a Hydro. And I say that weirdly because if they would have farmed up more, they would have thrown the Earthquake unless they're running Sludge Wave. So take the resisted move, they bring in a Metagross, land the Shadow Ball, and here their debuff is gone. And there you get to a move here. It's going to probably just be Hydro Cannon. No need to go for Earthquake here. And they do Earthquake and take me out. But now they're dry on energy, so I should be able to reach this Breaking Swipe and take them out. So that's a good game. Well played to my opponent. Very close. Maybe one more move on their part and they would have had a Hydro. So here you have Florges into Gyarados, and Dragon Breath is resisted, obviously the Fairy typing. And then again, they bring in an Excadrill. So here I'm going to go for the Petal Blizzard. And then, see that, oh, so not quite 3/4. You do just over half by the looks of it. But then you can bring in the Rhyperior, like that lands, right? So you bring in the Rhyperior. I do let this drill run go and then Mud Slap down. Then they bring in a Gyarados, or bring back in Gyarados, and they're going to throw right away. I'm almost at the Rock Wrecker, so I was at the Rock Wrecker, so I want to shield up and throw the energy. I don't want to waste that. And they let it go, and it one-shots. So that was quite a surprise there. And then in the back, they've got Metagross. So Metagross obviously walls Florges. So bringing Gholdengo here, I do have a shield, but they have two. So I more or less have to farm down because I'm not going to be able to land 3 Shadow Balls. And unfortunately, I shield up that Meteor Mash, which was not ideal. They shield up Shadow Ball, and I went to try to switch there. I was like, okay, well, this is awkward. And they went for another Meteor Mash. So I don't know if they're just not running Earthquake or what, and then they just gave up. So I'm not sure if they realized that they messed up or if they just didn't have the Earthquake. Good game, well played to my opponent. So you got Annihilate into Florges, and this is obviously a very good matchup for Florges. The Fairy typing does really well. A nice little Disarming Voice chips them just over half health there. And again, I like running the Disarming Voice over Moonblast. I know it doesn't hit as hard, but I feel like there's a lot of situations where I get into a scenario like this where I don't really need that hard hitting move, and I'm able to chip them down or take them out with that Disarming Voice. And here, unfortunately, I do let them farm me down, and I'm able to get off a move here, but it doesn't do very much damage. And it's unfortunate that they farm me down, but considering they're not switch locked, I didn't really want to switch out with such low health and lock myself in. So I figured I would get farmed down, and then I would come in Rhyperior, and then I'm not switch locked if I needed to switch out, and I would just use a shield, knowing that they were going to get to a move. And I'm actually glad they went for Earthquake, because I would have had to use both shields had they gone just Meter Mash. They bring in the Togekiss, go for a Breaking Swipe, do bait out the shield, so that's huge. I'm going to let this go now. It's Ancient Power, so I do live that quite easily. And then I swap out here. My thought here is if I can land a Shadow Ball, it should take out the Togekiss, and then I just have to reach another Shadow Ball for the Metagross. Doesn't quite take out, so I'm going to be forced to shield here in case it's a Flamethrower. And it's an Aurora Sphere, so I live that, or shield that, and reach another Shadow Ball here and take out the Metagross. And then they bring back in the Togekiss and farm down. It's Dragonite into Florges. Beautiful lead for me. Switch into Gyarados, and again, as you can see, Waterfall or Dragon Breath is... Waterfall does more damage because it's not directly resisted, but it still doesn't do a ton. Petal Blizzard lands, gets them into the yellow, and here I'm going to bring in Gholdengo. This is where I said that I switched them back and forth, because obviously I'm not going to bring in Rhyperior to a Waterfall attack with Aqua Tails. So Gholdengo at least more or less resists that sort of stuff, being the Steel typing. Land the Shadow Ball, and then they bring back in Dragonite. So here, decent matchup. I believe that I'm going to let this go. Yeah, I let this go. It's just Dragon Claw. Farm up a little bit more, throw the Shadow Ball. And this should do quite heavy damage if they decide to no-shield this. And they do let it go, so I get them fairly low here. And I'm able to reach another Shadow Ball. So now this will likely force a shield. I don't think they'd want to go down, lose all that energy. So they do use a shield there. And then they continue to farm. So now I bring back in Florges. They have a Togekiss in the back, so this worked out pretty much perfect. They have one shield. Rockcracker will take them out, or should very close. Let's see here. Does one shot, so gets that. And then I've got a shield. They're likely going to throw a Dragon Claw to start with. They do. And now they're going to throw again. And I think I shield this one. But actually I really don't need to. I have no need to shield any of this, because I still have a really healthy Florges in the back. And then I'm able to Mud Slap them down. So I believe this is getting into the last battle here. Dragonite lead again. Switch into Metagross. I switch into Gholdengo. And I believe they give up. I believe. Maybe not. Maybe they... I think they do. Shield the Meter Mash again. And then throw a Shadow Ball here. They shield that. And then I think I let this one go. I know I shield up again. Earthquake. So I shield the Earthquake. And then they give up. So I'm not sure what they decided was the difference there, or the win con, or that they what? Just that they couldn't get rid of Gholdengo. I'm not sure. Marowak as my reward. And yeah, so that was a fun 5-0. I don't think it's super consistent team, but it was fun to play, and got me out with some elo, and then I lost it again. So now I'm on a different team. Anyways, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.